continue working in our bullet junk journal. Moving on with our pages for September. Welcome, this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria, and this is your channel for vintage inspired art. So I'm so happy that so many of you seem to enjoy my process of this bullet junk journal that I did in cooperation with Joey DeFee. I will again link her channel below and her first video creating her altered book. And today I want to move on to the more of the productivity pages. So if you remember, we said in the last video that bullet journaling, if we go back to the origin of writer Carol, it's a combination of the productivity side and the mindfulness side. So last time what we did is we made some mindfulness pages, which are more of the like decorated ones. So I actually still haven't written a summary for August. I also made an introductory page for September. So if you want to watch those, if you've missed the whole first video of why I'm doing this, how this format came about and everything, then please go watch that. I'll have that listed down below. I'm really loving these neutral colors so much, especially in contrast to these, which just, I mean, this is great. This is as neutral as well as this one. But these, now looking back, I mean, it was summer, so I think it's fine that it was so colorful, but this is not where I am at the moment emotionally. Like, I really like easygoing, relaxed, and neutral. So this is kind of the vibe I want to keep for the rest of the month. I will definitely be using more mushrooms because September is the month of mushrooms. And so how do we continue? We have our intro page, and I again want to start off by covering these pages up. Now, one thing you can do, I've mentioned this the last time as well, you could just paint over them like Tina does from Shabby Dabby Doodah for her glue books. She paints over them with acrylic paint, which is awesome, and I think I will do that at a later point. But for today, I'm going to continue with just gluing over some neutral background pages. I have already prepared some that fit my page size. These are some designs from my shop, which is linked below. These are the neutral backgrounds. So I think you get, oh boy, what is it, 5 or 6 or 7, I'm not sure now, different neutral colored background pages, and these are perfect for these kind of journals. But you don't have to buy these. You could just use some coffee or tea dyed papers or whatever else you have that isn't too, like, that wouldn't be too dominant on your page, because otherwise your page is going to just be crazy. Unless you like that, then please go for it. So I have cut 2 of these out per each design, so from each A4 page, and now I'm just wondering, do I put them like same, or do I do, you know, one of each design? What do you think? Jody, if you're answering me, please be louder, I can't hear you. It's so cute. Sometimes I get some comments from you saying that I didn't hear you when you answered, when I was saying like, what should I do? So Jody was one of those. So Jody, tell me, what should I do? I'm hoping that you're saying I should mix it up, because that's what I'm gonna do. So sorry if your opinion is different. So as for tearing out the pages of the book, by the way, so this is where we at. These are still totally intact. These I have torn out. And one thing that I actually forgot to mention, which is quite an important fact, is something that Joey mentioned in her video, is for a book like this, where if you're gonna tear out pages like I am, then please look for a book that has glued in signatures rather than sewn in, because otherwise your book is gonna fall apart. But I've seen from your comments that quite a few of you have already found the perfect book, so that is amazing. So I'm simply going to start by gluing 2 of these background pages to my book pages. I am just using glue stick for this, and I'm gonna glue right over my fabric tab. If you don't want that, then obviously please just put the fabric tab in, attach that after you have put in your background page. Make sure you smooth out the pages that you're gluing in, as always, and make sure that they are adhered all the way to the edges. For the first page of the month September, I want to start off again with my 10K tracker, because that is something that is important to me. So this is the page, how it looked like for, oh, this was actually, yeah, this was the one for August. So that's what that looked like. And so I've just made this in Excel, and I have linked this for you as a PDF down below. You can just download that for free. And so I just printed that on an A4 paper, and I will trim that down and then just glue it onto my page. And again, I have inked around it with my vintage photo. And I don't even mind that it's just a white copy paper. I think it's fine, and it's nice and calm. And with the vintage photo on the edge, it still looks vintage enough for me. Maybe I will decorate this a little bit more, we'll see. It is very plain for now. So that's my tracker, and I can already start filling out the first couple of days. I have noted my steps, and I'm gonna use my Tombow. It doesn't have a name of the color. It's 912, which is some kind of a neutral tone. I'm gonna use the brush side. So these have 2 tips, like the regular marker and the brush tip. But you just use what you have. Please don't buy extra things for this. I mean, you can if you want, but it's really not necessary. So this is the 10K box. So the idea is to hit the 10K almost every day, or ideally every day, but that's kind of unrealistic. So I'm doing the best that I can. And I started off horribly with about 1,800 steps for September 1st, because that was the launch of my shop, and I just didn't get to it because I was answering a lot of comments and dealing with technical issues and everything. So yeah, not a good start for my walking. September 2, I made up for it a little bit. I had 14,700. So I'm gonna go up here to 14,000. That's more like it. I would love to have that every day. Let's see how September goes. It's really challenging sometimes to find the time, I know. September 3, again, wasn't great. Only about 4,200. Okay. That's as far as I have it until now. Let's see what today brings, September 4th. So obviously I'm filming this ahead a little bit. All right, so this is what I have so far. August was looking very, very good. I was very proud of my August month, especially this first half was awesome. Yeah, I hope I can do this again. Okay, then moving on, I want to have, like I did the last time, I want to have a monthly overview page, which looks like this. So this is the one I had for August, and this is where I put my videos when I posted which video, which is very helpful for me. Obviously for you, something else might be really helpful to have as an overview. I again have made one of these in Excel, and then I'm again linking this for you below as a PDF if you wish to use it in your book. If the format is too big or too small, you can definitely change that. When you print it, you can change the percentage of how big the image should be. So you could either make it larger or smaller, fitting to your needs. So again, I'm just going to trim around this, ink it up, and then put it in my book. And I'm trying to line these top edges of the paper because I just think that looks more harmonious. And this is definitely too plain for me, so I will do some sort of decorating here. I'm going to use some of the mushrooms of my mushroom clip art from my shop. And I think I'm going to use this one here, and maybe I'll use this one here even on this page, we'll see. So I will fussy cut these first, or should I tear them? Maybe I will try tearing them first, Tina style, shabby dabby doodah. And if I don't like that, I can still fussy cut them. So the big one, I was thinking here, since these 4 here are empty anyway, I'm happy to put something over it. Yep, and I think I like the torn edge, I will leave that. And here I could put this one like this. I also like the torn edge on that one. Okay, this one I think I can just glue down, that's fine, but this one might need some washi or something underneath. So that's cute. And then here, let me see what washi's I might have. I just had a different idea because I still have my box of lace on my desk. I was just doing some more snippet rolls. Oh, by the way, I could show you those. I did some off camera last night and it was so fun just to play. So I did one with mushrooms. So that looks like this. These are just so fun to do. Then I did one with vintage postage stamps, which I could decorate further, depending on what I use it for. And I just used, again, my music paper. I have a video where I made one of these with the music paper. I could link that for you below as well. And then I made one with some splatters with the wild honey of the distress stained daubers from Ranger. And this one obviously needs some more decoration, but I thought I'd kind of leave it like this for now, so that whenever I do need something, I can then just add the top decorations. So maybe I'll do some more. It's so relaxing to just do that. So as I said, I had some lace on my desk for that, so I still have that. And I thought, well, maybe we should just add some lace here instead of some washi. And maybe we could even add some vintage ledger paper as well. Nothing too crazy. So like this, and then like this. Yes, I like that. Nice and easy going. I will kind of pull on that to have some frayed edges. Don't want it looking perfect. So I like that better. And yeah, no, that's fine. So I will glue this down. There's not much glue left in my art glitter glue, so I actually bought this. I think I've mentioned this before. I've actually bought this because I really wanted the bottle and the metal tip, and I'm going, once it's empty, I'm going to try to add some tacky glue in there to see if that comes out just as good as this one. Now, I know it's not the same formula. I know this is a better glue, which is why it's more expensive, because this one doesn't make your page, your paper warp at all. But I want to try it because the art glitter glue is not cheap at all, and I'm using a lot of it. So I want to see if I can add some tacky glue, and if that works, then great. And if it doesn't, I'll just have to buy more of this art glitter glue because it is the best glue for collaging and adding ephemera, in my opinion. Just because it's so easy to use, it just flows out really nicely. You can do it one-handed. It's just really nice. Okay, I love this. So, very easy yet effective. Obviously, the most fun part of these kind of books is the decorating. At least for me it is. But try to enjoy even these stages of putting your book together. It can be very meditative, especially this process of making sure your page is adhered. It's just really relaxing and calming to burnish everything down. Just try to enjoy each stage. This is your me time. This is your very special time in the day where hopefully nobody wants anything from you. On this side, we're going to have the weekly overview. So something like this. I'm going to be using a vintage graph paper. So this is something I found at my Goodwill for 30 cents. And I love the color of this paper. So this is what I'm gonna use. Probably you're not gonna have this, so I would suggest if you want something neutral and off-white, then probably best to use a coffee or tea dyed paper. Or of course you could also just do it straight on your background paper. You don't need to put another paper over it. I just kind of like doing that. I can actually, since I've done this before, I can just use the measurements of my previous week. Obviously, you're not gonna have that if you're just starting out. So just see what works for you, what size you wanna have it. I don't have it covering the whole page because I do wanna see a little bit of my background too. So, but you decide what works for you. I'm just gonna go ahead. Actually, I'm just gonna trim this with my scissors because I have lines here that I can go by, so that's easy enough. Okay, and I will ink around this as well. We so deserve this me time because I know most of us tend to always cater to our family's needs. So to have this time is so precious, and hopefully it's relaxing. And hopefully you can kind of just be in your own world when you're working in your book. I think this is super important. So I want 7 days here, and obviously if you don't have this yet, if you want to have equal distances, you just measure how tall your page is if you want to have it in this style, and you just divide it by the number of days. This is how I got my 7 days, but since I've done this already, I don't want to bother with measuring. I'm just going to copy my lines here. But maybe there's another style you want. Maybe you don't want these lines. I'm not sure. I'm probably not gonna keep this style for the week every month or every week even, because it's actually not the best. You could also have boxes, you know, like squares, 7 different squares or something. You can play around with what you like, and I think that is the beauty, that we can just experiment and try something else each week. So what I'm going to do is just make lines, and I'm just thinking, do I want the lines to be perfect and do them with a ruler, or do I want them to be wonky? You know what, I don't want to make them black. I don't want to make them so bold because I don't really like how bold they are here, but I don't really want them in pencil either. So let me see what I can come up with. I'm just going to take a colored pencil in brown and see how I like that. And I will use my ruler. And now I need the days of the week. I always start my week with Monday. Maybe you, if you're in the US, you like starting yours with Sunday, which I still don't understand, but you do you. I have these stamps. They are from Paper Poetry, and they have months, days in 2 different formats, and they have numbers. I'm going to just use the days here. Obviously you could handwrite them, but as I always say, I don't like my handwriting. So I will stamp these and just make my life easy. And I'm going to use my Memento Espresso Truffle ink, which is almost looks like black, but it's not quite black, so I'm hoping it's not going to be so harsh. So what I've been doing, I've just been putting the day on the top left, like that. And then underneath, I will put the date, but I'll probably do that with a washi. I'm not sure yet. So I'm just gonna put the days of the week on all the boxes first. What else you could do if you don't like your handwriting and you don't have the stamps and you don't want to buy anything, if you have a computer on which you can write, like in a Word document, for example, or an Excel, it doesn't matter. You can just write these and then print them out the size that you need. So this is the week. And I wanted to show you, of course, there's also washi tapes that you can use. So I have some here, for example, with the weekdays. I don't remember where this particular one is from, but I've used this, I think, in one of my pages, and I just cut out the weekdays. Then there's this one that I've used a few times in my journal. These are really cool. If I find these, I will link them. I'm not sure I can still find them, but if I do, you'll see them in the description box. And then I have some with numbers. So I have this one that I haven't used yet, so maybe I will do that. And I have this one that I've used on several of my weekly spreads, so these are great to just cut out. Again, I will link them if I find them still. So let me show you. Yeah, so here you see on this one, I used these by just cutting them out, and then for the numbers I used these. So that was actually quite nice. I like that. What else did I use? Yeah, here I just hand wrote them, but again, I really don't like my handwriting, so I didn't like how that turned out. Did that on the first 2 weeks. And then, yeah, on this one, I kind of like this one too. So this is these, but I'm not using the whole day because that was just too big. So I just cut out always the first 3 letters of every day, like that. So that's another option. So this time, why don't I use this one? So I have to start with 31st because that Monday was still August the 31st. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till the 6th. They might be a bit big. They actually are, which is probably why I haven't used them. I'll just put them next to it. I don't think I have that much going on this week, so I think I can afford the space to put them next to the day. Now in the past, I have added my entries for the week with this black fine liner, but I really think it's too harsh. I don't like it anymore. I just want soft colors. So I will try to just add things for now with a pencil. Maybe I will leave it, maybe I will change it. I also kind of here need to backtrack. So I do have a cheat sheet with what I was doing each day. So I will just enter those now. So what sort of things do I add in my weeklies? So for example, I would put in here when I would film and edit specific videos. I would add, for example, when I have an appointment somewhere with my hubby or without my hubby, when I do some walks in the morning, or when I do something creative, like last night I spent a couple of hours just making these snippet rolls, so I will add that there. So nothing spectacular. I also want to keep, like, obviously I want to keep future appointments here so that I can track them. This is not just for documenting my past, but mostly if I'm doing this on time, then obviously I will put future appointments in here for me to have a better overview. Of course, I have these appointments in my phone calendar as well, but I really like having them in paper format. It just gives me a better overview, I feel, once I have it in a book. So today, for example, I know I have a dinner in the evening. On Saturday, I actually am invited to a barbecue. And then, of course, I'll add other things as I go along. I'll probably do some editing or creating some new digitals or something like that. So I will leave the rest open. And one thing you might notice is when you glue a background on one page and you don't have anything on the other page yet, it curls like this if you use a glue stick. But do not worry, because as soon as you put another paper on the other side, it will straighten out again. Like here you see, this has already straightened out because I've glued on both sides. So don't worry about that. So I really like how nice and calm this is. Even though it's pencil, it's totally fine. So on this side now, that's going to be our page for our to-do lists and gratitude. Well, at least this is what I'm doing. You do whatever you want to have in your book. There's so many options of what you can add here for your mindfulness, which is my gratitude, and my to-do list, of course, is the productivity part again. And I'm going to use some papers that I've already put in here. So I've shown in my last video that I have made this ephemera folder from an old book cover with my cinch machine, and in here I have envelopes with all kinds of bits that I think might be nice to use specifically in this book, for me not to get overwhelmed with all the supplies I have everywhere. So what I want to start out with is some papers from this envelope, which I have in the front, which I think are good to use kind of like as, you know, papers to define the area where I want to write. So to give you an example, here I used actually one big one. I had it split into my to-dos, and I had a stamp here, get it done, and I have my gratitude here with what I stamped here was grateful. Or here I used this piece and this piece. So I always have 2 or 3 of these pieces to write down the things I want to write down. So I want to look for, again, some calm ones that I can use. So I want one for gratitude, I want one for my to-dos. This actually is perfect. It's a to-do list already. So I could just cut this out. This is one of the papers from the Your Creative Studio subscription boxes. I just had an unboxing of the latest one on my channel. Yeah, this might be nice. And then I need one for my gratitude. Maybe I should just use this because that would work nice with the colors, and I would not leave this white. I would then go over it with my tea dye. Or I could also use one of these. These also came in the Your Creative Studio box. I also love the, maybe I'll just use one of these. Yeah. So I just need one of these. Or if I really wanted to keep it nice and calm, I could of course just use 1 and 1. That would be nice too. Let me see what this looks like if I cut this off. could balance out this color with some other bits of paper or ephemera, which are also kind of dark. I could do that. Yeah, I think I will do that. So I will keep this for another time. I'm just gonna clamp this down because it is curving up quite a bit. Makes it hard to glue things down. There, that's better. I'm actually not gonna ink around these just because I wanna switch it up. So now before I glue them down, I want to think about how I could balance this color. And the easiest way is probably with some washi. So I have this one, which is perfect. This one, I've linked this recently. This one is from an Etsy shop. I will link this for you again. Just gonna tear off a piece here. This is one of those self-adhesive ones. So basically I'm treating this page like a collage. So I want things to be balanced, even though it has a practical purpose. I of course still want it to look pleasing. And so I want it to work for me. Now I think I again want some mushrooms. I also have this washi, which I haven't used forever. It has like these clips on it, which kind of would be cute. Maybe like one like this, the top one. Let me fussy cut that and see if I would like that. If I find this one as well, I will link it. I'm not sure I can. You probably wouldn't even have to fussy cut it, but I don't like seeing those edges. So I probably shouldn't attach this before I glue down that paper. So I will keep that on the side for now. Maybe stick it on my clamp here until I'm ready for it. Now, what other decorative elements? I do think I still want like another dark washi or something. I do still have my very, very last piece of my beloved light beige grid washi, which I still need to order. Maybe I can add this here just a little bit. So I still have this last scrap left. I will link this for you as well. So where can I put this precious scrap? I want it to go somewhere on this side, I think. Just underneath. Yeah, like this. That's good. Okay, I think I'm ready to glue these down, and then we can do maybe a bit more of decorating. I would like to continue with my mushroom theme, so I think I'm going to cut some images out from here. This is from my vintage mushroom journaling cards. And I really like this one here. So now I'm again wondering, maybe I should try to tear it. Okay, I'm not very good at tearing. I just tore into it here and here. Oh well, I'm just gonna go with it. You can still see it's a mushroom. I don't want to waste it. So that might be cute there. I also like these 3 little mushrooms there. I'm curious, do you mostly fussy cut images or do you tear them like this? I don't know what works better for you. And we need something else for down here. I think these might go really well. Yep, I like that. I have my triangle, I'm happy. So I just don't want, what I don't want is, you see the white edges here? That's not okay. So I'm gonna take my tea dye actually, and I'm gonna use my blending brush, although Usually I wouldn't use the blending brush for the edges, but I don't have my other brush on my table, so I'm just being lazy. Plus, actually, it's nice in this case to just have soft edges, because I didn't want harsh edges anyway, so this actually works out nicely. I don't really want to ink it up, I just want to get rid of the white. And so we are ready to glue these down. No, wait, I'm wondering I'm wondering if I should add something underneath. Like, don't we want some more lace? I think we do. Why not? It's fun. Yeah, much better. It really needed that lace. Sometimes it's easier to put the glue on your paper, and sometimes it's easier to put it on the lace. I'm thinking, if I put another one, is that too much? Is that too much lace? I didn't think about that. But I feel like if I just put it down like this now, it's gonna be weird if two of them have it. No, I think it's too late. I gotta do it. It's very delicate anyway. It says to-do list here already, so I don't need to add any heading to that, but I do want something here that says gratitude or grateful. And the way I'm gonna do it is with my stamp. I have this 12-digit roller stamp that I will link for you below on Amazon. And I'm going to stamp here. I just have a scrap paper that is already coffee dyed, so I'm going to use this to stamp that word. Again, you can handwrite it if you're happy with your handwriting. Or maybe if you have these single little wooden stamps with the letters. But this is very practical. So there's my grateful. I will just tear around it. And this one I will actually ink around with my vintage photo, because this is an element that I want to stand out a little bit more. Where do we put this? Oh, let's do that under the mushrooms. I like that. So let's add some to-dos. So these would basically be the bullets. So this is part of why this is called a bullet junk journal, because these lists are bullets. If there's something I haven't done, for example, oh yeah, I have this one as well now, because I had in here do the spreads for September. So at least I've started that. That's fine. I could have carried them over into the next month or the next week, this week actually. So what do I need to do? I know I need to obviously edit this video. I know I need to buy a little gift for my friend for the barbecue tomorrow. I know I need to prepare some things for a Zoom call that I have next week. And I'm sure I'll find more. And as for the grateful part, I know there's a lot that I'm grateful for, so I'm gonna write some of those things down. Okay, it's half full already. Well, we're at Friday at the point of filming this, so it's okay. I have some more space. Maybe I need to do a bigger gratitude part next time. I feel like I keep running out of space. There's so many things to be grateful for. So of course I added here my shop launch and that things went relatively well. I know there were a few technical issues, but I think they're all solved now. And also added here that I'm grateful that I was able to solve the technical issues, because I am the tech department. As I've mentioned, I'm everything. So I'm grateful that I was able to fix all the issues. And I'm so grateful for all of your kind notes that you sent me about the shop and congratulating me, both here in the comments and from the shop itself. So thank you so much for all of your sweet notes. I'm so happy that you enjoy my shop and that you had hopefully a good experience. If not, please go back. I think everything is working now. And of course, thank you for everyone that stopped by at my shop and downloaded my freebies. I hope you're having fun with them. And of course, also for those who purchased some downloads. I cannot express in words what it means to me, and I still can't believe that it's up and running and that you're using my downloads. It blows my mind. I'm more than grateful. And I've also added here my walk at beautiful Belvedere Castle Gardens that I had yesterday morning. So this concludes the first weekly spread. The rest of September is going to go a similar way. So I'm going to keep having the week on the left and my to-dos and gratitude on the right, I think, for the rest of the month. Let me know if you want me to continue or if you've seen enough. We'll do something, I think, together with Joey DeFee for October, and maybe Tina from Shabby Dabby Duda will join us. I really hope so. That would be really fun. So enjoy your own bullet junk journal if this is something you decided to do, or maybe you just enjoy watching me put this together. That's fine too. Thank you so much as always for hanging out with me. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.